So today we're going to explore how Brisk AI can help us learn in exciting new ways.
Scales. I grab a job satisfaction scale and I wanted to know how well this job satisfaction scale worked. So I took it, and again, it has to be a docx. So if you have a really old Google document, you just have to save it again as a docx. So when I saved it again as a docx, it took away the lines, which is totally fine. Still the same scale. And now I'm going to click this box. I'm going to have it give me feedback. I get different ways it can give me feedback. I like to use them all because they're all very different. But targeted is the only one that's a paid subscription. The other ones are free. When I click any of them, I'm going to do targeted right now just to show you, but I can click glow and grow. I'm going to say something specific about it, what I want it to do, because that's important. So I'm going to say, this is a survey. It needs to be at a 3rd grade reading level and accessible for people with and without disabilities at these ages. I wanted it ages 18 to 105, because what I want to measure, that's who I want to use, is adults. It can use visuals, words, scales, pictures, images. Please be sure to give specific examples of how to change anything you find when you're going through it. So that you suggest. I can choose what language I want it to do it in. So I'm going to stick with English. I can choose what level. I put you guys at university, but I could go down to 11th if we wanted to. But I'm going to stick you at university. And I can choose what I want it to do. Targeted, the glow and grow. I'm going to use 2 different ones to show you different aspects. And then I just click brisket. And it starts grading my paper, or grading my scale in this case. And it's going to go through and tell me what it thinks of my scale. Why am I showing this to you? Because your first advice on your scale doesn't have to be Dr. Fry. It could be brisket. What does brisket tell me? And you can cite that. I asked brisket to give me feedback on my scale, and here's what it told me. And this is how I changed it based off of brisket. So let's see what it's going to say. We're going to go once it's done with the whole scale. And this is an actual job satisfaction scale that someone wrote. I don't know when, but it has validity and reliability data behind it.
Should be 1994.
Okay. You seen this one before? So, okay, it's done giving suggestions. I'm going to go to the top and I'm going to look at what suggestions it gave me. So I need to get you a little bigger and go over here. So the first one was simplify the sentence. Our rules make work hard. I'm going to go to the very top, actually. So we are here. When I go to the very top and go down with it, it will go down to what it's recommending. So the first one is clarity and simplicity. The instructions could be simplified for better understanding at a 3rd grade reading level, because they're not. Consider rephrasing it to circle the number that shows how you feel about each question. So it gave me a different idea. I can comment on that or cancel it if I don't like it. The next one is the language complexity. The strongly disagree instead of disagree or very much to make it clearer. If I don't like it, I can cancel it. Complex vocabulary, consider using simpler language, such as I think I get enough money for my work, as opposed to what it's currently using. And I can keep going down. Negative framing, reframe the statement positively to avoid confusion, because I went from a positive to negative. However, I might want to go to a positive and negative to make sure they're not just circling things. So that actually could be something I totally want to ignore. So all of these are just, here's a negative statement, here's more complex sentence structures, here's an idiom that some people might not understand, so maybe change the idioms. Here's negative connotation, some different things like complex structures, negative language, people get along well at work. They didn't like that language as much, or framing it, work assignments are explained clearly, maybe rephrase that. When I'm done, I can stop generating. If I didn't like this, I can rate that response. So I really don't like what you told me. I can have it give me different feedback. I want you to tell me what I did really well. I want to glow and grow. Tell me what I did really well and how I can fix it. So I can specifically state, it'll tell me, the survey covers a wide range of job satisfaction. The use is consistent. There's a 1 to 6 all the way through it. You did great on that. The questions are straightforward, which can help. And then my grow, consider simplifying the language. For example, change competent to good at their job. It asks me questions like, how might you incorporate more inclusive language? And I can click insert, and that goes directly into my scale. All of those comments come at the top and tell me what I did well, what I need to grow in, and what I'm wondering about. This is also my favorite PowerPoint generator. I just go to a blank document. Anyone I want, I can go to a blank Google Doc or Sheets or Slides, whatever I want to do. It'll always pull up at the bottom. Once I get there, I click on it and let's create. We're going to create a presentation. What do you all want your presentation to be on? Throw out some things for me. What are you interested in? Anyone?
Dogs.
Dogs. Okay. Tell me about those dogs. What kind of dogs? Okay. More? Who? Hairless? Oh, that's a hard one. I want a presentation of small dogs that are hairless. Who's the presentation for?
Kindergarten.
For kindergartners. What do I want it to explain? Explain why they're hairless? Or explain why they're happy? Be sure to explain the history of the dogs. Okay. Anything else? What language do I want it in? Quechua. I don't know if that one's there. Oh, maybe. Spell Quechua for me. I'm not even sure I know. Nope, not there. It doesn't have Dene either, unfortunately.
Can we do Turkish? That's my own language.
Turkish, you got it. And then I can use a specific template, like I want one that has pretty little templates. I want to select a certain standard. What's fascinating about this standard is they're worldwide. So some of these standards are European Union, some of these standards are advanced placement high school. I can choose Alaska, I can choose Florida, I can choose state by state standards. What standard do you guys want? You want Kansas? Do you want the international one? Do you want advanced placement? These are kindergartners. I guess we don't want advanced placement. Do I want Common Core? Okay, Common Core it is.
Have it start with a pun about hairless dog.
Okay, I gotta go back to that in a second. We're gonna go with language arts and go quickly. We're gonna go with kindergarten. Come on, kindergarten. Kindergarten. We're gonna go with just the first strand I see. There are tons of other strands. And then tell me what you just wanted added. Oop, it's starting.
Start with the.
I somehow clicked enter, so it's starting already. But next one, you can do your next one that way. So it starts generating pictures. It thinks that one's hairless, so maybe it will make a presentation in that language based off of what you told it. You can download this into PowerPoint immediately. It's the only one. ChatGPT and other places will make presentations, but they won't add pictures. And so I like this one because it adds pictures. The only thing I will say about this is it's too wordy. So you're gonna have to go in and change it and make it more small chunks. But I actually, well, and I actually haven't used the different languages, so someone's gonna have to tell me if this is even accurate. Is it so far so good?
Yeah.
Good. I guess it must have moved on from hairless to something. It must be giving me a reason they do have hair now. It'll go in to talk about different things, whatever you put it on. And I could have chosen, I chose 20 slides or 15 slides. I can't remember which one was the default, but you can choose how many slides. I just want a 3-person slide. I just want 12 slides. This one I think is set to 20. So it'll keep going until it gets 20 slides on this subject. And this is free, which is fascinating. So I actually don't write any of my presentations first drafts anymore at all. I just have it do it and then I change them to what I want. What I do like about this presentation also is when I download it into PowerPoint, because I don't like their backgrounds. There are only 4 kinds of backgrounds. If you get the paid subscription, there's a ton more backgrounds. But for the free version, there's only 4 backgrounds. But if I download this, all I have to do is click download and download into PowerPoint. And once it's downloaded into PowerPoint, and if I don't like it, I can boost it to give it more oomph. But I don't want to spend too much time on this one because we only have 20 more minutes-ish. So it's in PowerPoint now. And say I really don't like some of the design. So again, I just go over to my designer tool and let it generate different designs. So you didn't like that one. How do you want it to look? I want it to be more plain. I didn't like this one. How do I want it to look? And you can just look at other options for your designs. So it works really well. Again, too many words I wouldn't recommend. But if maybe it didn't give me a picture at all and I want it to look cooler, I can put that design in instead. So it's got options on what you use and how you use it.
It's like it ignored the kindergarten suggestion.
I don't,
I would disagree because the language they use is very,
low.
yeah.
But the print's so small.
that doesn't matter. They're not reading it. It's kindergarten. They're hearing it.
Oh,
You wouldn't be reading it. You wouldn't be reading that in kindergarten. You'd be hearing it though. So you could click on PowerPoint, you can have it read aloud. So it could read it aloud to them. And that would be more their language in kindergarten. Yeah, cool. Awesome. I hadn't used different languages yet, so that's good to know.
yeah, music.
It will not add music, but there are a ton of music generators. Yeah, tons. It will do more slides if you needed more. If you want a lesson or a resource about it, like I can click, give me a quiz about it afterwards and tell me how they did on that. I want a Turkish quiz. I don't want it to be at the university level. I want to go back down to maybe first grade. They don't do kindergarten quizzes because they think they shouldn't have to have a paper pencil quiz, which I agree. But I can put short responses, long responses, multiple choices, how many questions I want. Click next and it'll make me in a Google Doc or a form. What I like about this is it will make a form so I can have my students take it and it generates all of my information. So if you wanted to create a form for your specific scale that you're doing in Google Forms, I have my account already here. I'm going to have it brisket. I'm going to click continue. When you allow asks it access, it has 4 different brisket services already on it. So it's just telling me that, hey, you've got some already working.
Yeah, for the classroom teachers, I would add, like, you can have it create a open-ended question and a rubric for how to score it. And then you can go and edit the heck out of it.
Yeah, I would definitely. I don't need a tour of it. And I can also click boost it and it'll give me better things, but it created the survey for me with the questions that are multiple choice based on that presentation. And I can click and send it to all my students and share it with them. And then I get all the results. So it really does cut down on what I love about AI is it's not supposed to do things for me. It's more like an assistant where the better I train it, the better it does at helping me. What it does is it frees up this kind of time. If I already know my stuff and can present it to you, putting it in a PowerPoint is just a waste of my time, right? It's just making it pretty. But I can then spend that time, instead of all the time I would spend here, getting to know the students. I can spend the time asking them questions and getting information about them. I can spend the time building relationships because this time that was wasted in developing and making PowerPoints and then making a quiz and is now spent elsewhere. I still have to remember, you can never just leave AI to do your work for you. You are going to have to make sure it works and fix it. But overall, it's got some really cool features and lots of things it can do for free. I had it look at a job, like a resume or a cover letter, and give me ideas on, does this job align with my CV? I just threw my CV in there and said, hey, I want to apply for this job. Does my CV align with what the university says they're looking for? And then it'll give me feedback on that. Well, the requirements, this does align, that doesn't align. So it's a good way to get some feedback on your information. And again, it can generate whatever you'd like it to generate. If I click create, it can do guided notes. It can do a sub plan for what I want the sub to do while I'm gone. Give exemplar, which would be good specific examples of what I want to tell or teach. It's got all kinds of things, and then it can translate fairly accurately in Spanish, I do know. I didn't know it could in others, but the translation's good. So I can throw in the PowerPoint I made and have it translate it, and it will change the whole PowerPoint into that language for me, which is great when I'm sending home things to my English language learners. It can also make IEP goals and specific templates or plans for 504s.
And Maggie, it makes UDL lesson plans.
It does. It'll make UDL lesson plans.
AI's here to lend a hand, let you teach, not just the